the weight of truth, calling out the twisting of the Messiah that so many have received without knowing it. There is a way, the way the prophets saw, the way the apostles walked, the way the Spirit of truth still whispers when the creeds and cathedrals have grown cold. It is the way of Joshua, the true Messiah, the only begotten Son of Jah. Not the Jesus of Rome's councils, or the beast-minded kingdoms that took the name of the Son and fashioned it into an idol for their own power. No, this way is older than Nicaea and freer than any pulpit that would bind men's necks with fear of eternal torment and papal decrees. They say Jesus is the Father, Son, and Spirit all at once, and you must accept that or be called a heretic. But the Son himself said, "My Father is greater than I." They say he never really died, that the immortal soul fluttered off somewhere while his flesh hung on the tree, as if the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world could be anything less than fully dead for your sake and mine. But the Spirit of truth says he came in the flesh of dust, tempted in all points yet without sin, tasted death that he might break its power completely. You speak this, and they will look at you sideways. They'll say, "So you don't believe in the Trinity? You must be in a cult." They'll forget that the apostles never spoke that word, that the Father himself declared the Son at the Jordan, and that the Spirit is not a third wheel, but the very breath of Jah that hovered over the waters and fills the vessel of the faithful. And what of his calendar? Did he not keep the Sabbath set by the moon that the Father ordained at creation? Did he not die on Passover and rise with first fruits? But look around at the Sunday keepers and the Easter lilies. They'll paint him on a stained glass window with sun rays behind his head, and they'll teach the children that he rose on a day Rome decreed instead of the day the Father appointed. They'll say you're legalistic if you love the law that he came to magnify. They'll say you're Judaizing if you keep the feasts that declare his glory from age to age. They'll accuse you of bondage while they bow to their Roman calendar like obedient slaves. They'll speak of Jesus, the King of Christendom, the Prince of cathedrals and conquests, the crusades and inquisitions, the beast that tramples and roars. But the Spirit says, "Come out of her, my people." Joshua's kingdom is not of this world. His people are not a denomination, nor an empire with tax status and pulpits for hire. They are a remnant, scattered but gathered in spirit, washed in the word, overcoming by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. You mention the name, that the Son bears the Father's name, Jah saves, and watch how they recoil. They'll tell you the name doesn't matter, that it's just Jesus now, that the Greek is good enough. But they forget it was the name that shook the mountains, the name that split the sea, the name that every knee will bow to when the Son returns to judge. They speak with smooth lips of eternal torment, endless screaming for the wicked, as if the wages of sin is not death but unending torture to satisfy the twisted mind of a beast god they themselves created. But the Spirit of truth says the wicked will be burned up, root and branch, gone forever, that Joshua will restore all things, wipe every tear, and the meek shall inherit the earth, not a scorched pit echoing with agony. If you speak these things, they will say you are dangerous, divisive, maybe even lost. Let them say it. Let them hold to their traditions while they bury the commandments under the altar of Rome. But you, keep the way of Joshua. Keep the Sabbath set by his moon and sun. Keep the feasts that tell his story. Keep the faith of the Son of Jah, who really did die, who really did rise, who really will return with the Father's name written on his thigh. This is the Joshua way, a narrow path, a living testimony, foolishness to Greeks and a stumbling block to the religious. Let them stumble, for you stand on the rock the builders rejected. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come," and if you hear, come out, come in, come home. For the true Messiah is not the twisted idol of kings and councils. He is the Son who reigns in truth, in spirit, and in you.